Welcome to another episode of Direct Discussions, a video series from United Direct Solutions, where I speak with notable people from around the world of business about leadership, innovation, and what they've learned along the way. I was honored to speak with Adria Johnson, President and CEO of Metro United Way, the nonprofit that's been improving lives and in the Louisville community for over 100 years. Like mine, Adria's career began in accounting, but after time working in the private sector, she discovered a passion for community and social change, which led her to her current position. We also discussed the importance of mentors and the pride in building a strong team that believes in their work. I'm certain you'll enjoy our conversation, and thank you again for tuning in. So, Adria, tell me a little bit about your day-to-day activities at Metro United Way.
Oh gosh, day to day it's somewhat challenging to describe because truly no 2 days are the same. But a typical day for me is being engaged in some way, form, shape, or fashion with my executive leadership team, members individually, collectively. So yeah, a lot of variety. I think that's just the best way to frame it. And there's no shortage of being asked to come and present or be part of a panel or give speaking remarks. And again, if those are the things, having the opportunity to give back and pour into community in that way, kind of wet your whistle, well, you're never bored. So
you were talking about your executive team, and we have a very good one here also.
Yeah.
And it allows you, at least me, as a leader, to put my fingers in a lot of different places outside.
That's correct.
Today, and you got to have it.
You do. You're spot on. I serve on quite a few boards and advisory councils and committees, and my ability to do that absolutely is directly in response to what you just said. It is knowing that you've got a highly capable team that has been empowered, which is also very important to me, to empower them to be able to go forth and conquer. But it does. It gives me time then to spend, attention and energy in other spaces beyond just Metro United Way that are also benefiting community, quite frankly, also helping to strengthen the brand. And, there's a byproduct of that has a very mutually beneficial element to being able to engage beyond just your borders, so to speak.
You've had a variety of jobs in the past. Did you see it moving in this direction?
Oh gosh, no.
In accounting, so that was a start. And clearly, that's not where you are now.
No, I will say, did I necessarily envision leading a nonprofit? No, and certainly when I was, in college and pursuing this undergraduate degree in accounting, I certainly didn't, envision this sector. But what I will say, as I fast forward, graduate from college, start putting that degree to work, always sought opportunities for more. And so I say that to say that I knew early on I enjoyed working in a way that included greater responsibility. And so, with that, wanted to go into leadership, wanted to be in a position where I could help in shaping the policies and things that actually lead to more substantive change or have a more substantive impact. So I knew that about myself. Now, didn't necessarily know that, leading a nonprofit was ultimately going to be where I landed for this juncture of my career, but I knew that. And I will say, I also took some intentional steps throughout my career to shift to more of the human services, social services sector. And that, again, that was intentional for me in wanting to get into this line of work. So it's been a non-traditional path, especially when you start from an accounting degree. But there was intentionality along the way that helped to open the doors and establish, an opportunity for me to work in this way.
So over your career, you've had people maybe who were important to helping you along, whether that was personal mentors or organizations. Tell me about that.
Well, I will credit my very first boss out of college with probably being one person that was just, such an incredible gift to me. I really credit him with pushing me out of my comfort zone, introducing me to projects and special things that were, not in the job description and probably, I guess, captured under other duties as assigned, but really seeing something in me and giving me an opportunity to lean into that. Another person that was wonderful for me, or has been, is since stepping in as CEO for the first time in my career, I had an executive coach. What I found in this executive coach was, the most incredible thought partner that, one, when you're operating in a leadership space, and my dad told me this years and years ago as I began to promote, it can be a very lonely space, which is very real. And having safe spaces where you can really be free to be fully transparent and lay anything on the table that you are dealing with in that leadership seat, but to have someone that you can have that dialogue with, that yes, I think we as human beings all have a need to be heard and genuinely heard. So I guess there's a venting element to it, but it's so much more than that. It's really someone that can hear and absorb all of that and reflect back on that very objectively, and also help you to really unpack, okay, why are you reacting in the way that you're reacting? Why is this triggering a certain, feeling or reaction in you? And then let's really talk about the tools that are needed and how can we strengthen those within your ability to then navigate and manage these situations. But just someone that can do that, in a very trusting way that I can't underscore enough. It's game changing. I would recommend for anyone at some juncture in their career,
Yeah,
lean into that.
I was a member of Vistage for probably 10 years, and
Yeah.
it was a safe space and another
Yes.
collaborative spot that you could be in to really
Yes.
get that support. If you have a piece of business advice that you would share with the world, what would that be?
Do not underestimate the value of relationships. When you think about the ability to have people to lean into safe spaces, just, the list goes on and on, but the power of relationships, and I think, inherent in that is find a way to get along with others. Don't burn bridges, all of the things that I think are just kind of natural byproducts of what forming strong relationships are, which I think are critical. That's how you can effectively collaborate. That's how you bring in diversity of thought and perspective, which are also needed when you're, making decisions and considering different things. And so you need that broad base of people inputting and downloading into you, and vice versa.
And you're building that base your whole career.
Yes.
And as you say, you grew up here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes.
You know a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that grew up with you, and all of a sudden they're all in positions that you can help each other and help.
That's exactly right. That's right.
It is really important. You're right. Or how do you keep that organization, and you have a pretty big organization, in being innovative? How do you keep them moving?
Yeah, I think having a very, very clearly established North Star for the organization, and that North Star being rooted in what do we need to do to be relevant for this moment in time and responsive and delivering on what is needed now. To me, it's the catalytic element that is needed to keep innovation, that innovative thread running through the organization. Again, rooted in what does this community need from us in this moment in time. So that's what I would say about that.
And that's great, because when the North Star is clear to everybody in the organization, everything else sort of falls into place.
That's right.
And it's not so disruptive when you make change.
That's right.
I have had a ball.
Same.
This is really fun.
Oh, same. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too. You too.